Hi, welcome to the Flexercise Studio and my introduction to the TRX Suspension Trainer. Today I'm going to be showing you a little bit about the TRX, how we're going to be using the TRX during the classes, and how we're going to harness the TRX over anything outdoor and indoor. Firstly, let me give you a little rundown on what the TRX actually is. I've got TRX in front of me, and I'm going to be starting with the outdoor anchor. Okay, so this is one with the carabiner clip. So you can see we've got a yellow band with a loop at the end, and running through that loop we have the main part of the TRX, okay, which has got obviously one big black band running off with two handles at the end. Okay, so I'll move my way along the TRX so you can see exactly what we're dealing with. At the top we've got our carabiner clip. On this yellow band, all the way down the yellow band, we have little loops, okay, which we can connect the carabiner clip to, obviously depending on how long we want the TRX to be. You can connect it in a couple of different ways, so I will show you that in a minute. When you move to the bottom end of the yellow band, we've got the big loop like I just showed you, which is obviously connecting the main part of the TRX, which slides through. Okay. Obviously on the new TRXs there is another loop here which stops it sliding quite so far. Okay, so if you do have one of them, just beware that it is slightly different. So moving down from there, okay, so we're going to the main part of the TRX now. If I take it along, right at the bottom part is the important bit, okay, so you've got your two handles. From there, if I drop one of those handles down, from there you've got your bottom handle, okay, which we'll be using mainly for your feet, and then obviously your top handle, which you use to grip with your hands, okay. This is a padded handle, so it saves your hands as well. And this is very strong. This harness is like a normal harness you'd wear, sort of jumping out of a plane or anything like that. It's strong, so parachute jump kind of harness, okay. Moving up the band a little bit, you can see here we've got a buckle in the middle. Now this buckle is a nice easy release buckle, and it will just make the TRX smaller, or the length of it smaller, or longer, depending on how you want. Obviously the longer the band is, the more control is going to be needed, the shorter, the easier it's going to be. So you've got a little tab here, put your finger down on the little buckle, and we slide the tab one way to make it shorter. And then obviously when you put your finger back down on the buckle, the teeth release, and then you can pull back down the main part and it makes it longer again. So there's the easy way of shortening and lengthening the TRX. That's pretty much it, okay? TRX is a very simple piece of equipment and very easy to use. I'm now going to show you how we connect the TRX to anything outdoor, so when we're having our outdoor workouts I can give you a TRX and you can go and connect it yourself safely. Okay, so now I've shown you the TRX. I'm going to show you how to connect a TRX to anything outdoors. So today I'm going to be using a barbell because this is what I have in my studio, but obviously if you're outdoors it can be connected to a lamppost, a tree branch. Obviously it needs to be thin enough to be able to connect to and be able to support your weight. Things like basketball nets, the main friend of the basketball net, or any kind of netting which is strong enough, or fencing which will be able to support you. This is a very easy piece of equipment and it goes up very quick, okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of ways of doing it. It's very simple, it will go over the top, so you've got your loop, okay, your loop come back, so your carabiner clip can come back to the main part of the band. The way that I like to do this is literally just thread the band through and tighten up, okay, so you can see that is now connected, simple. Alright, what you will find with that though, just doing one loop, is if you do anything where you're doing side to side motions, it will slide. So there are ways around that. Okay, obviously this is quite a long band. Unless you're connecting it up really high, generally you're going to have a little bit of this free. So what you want to do is wrap it round a few times. And like I said before, this is a harness, okay, so this rope is very strong. Once it's wrapped round a few times, again, connect it in, and obviously that band then sits on top of each other. You pull it tight, and once that band's now pulled tight, you can see as I pull that side to side, that stays in one place, that locks. So if you are using it up against something that's vertical like a lamppost, it won't slide down that lamppost, it's going to grip. Okay. So there's the easy way of doing it. Nice and simple, just put the whole band in. So obviously when you're disconnecting, you unclip the carabiner and slide it out. Okay. So if you're going to go for the second stage of doing it, obviously using these loops halfway down or all the way along, depending on how long you want to make it, again you take the carabiner clip over the top, and then you literally open up one of these loops. Get my finger in there, so we're opening up one of the loops, and now you can see I'm just sliding the carabiner clip through the loop and connecting. So you can see now, again, it's connected. It's a very similar way, still going to be very strong. Only difference is now is obviously you're going to have a loop at the moment, so if I wanted to make that tighter, I would do it up on a smaller hole sort of towards the top, okay? And obviously if you've got a tree trunk and you want to make it longer, or make that a bigger hole, then you connect it slightly further down, okay? So again, that's now locked in, but it will move, so you'll need to wrap it around again. So it's very simple, like I said, that's it. Once you've connected it in, you're away, you can go and exercise on it, and that's safe to use. You do need to just make sure the carabiner clip clips in, especially on the new ones, because they do have this, obviously the snap button that comes back on this one. On the new ones they tend to stay open, so you will need to make sure that that is fully closed so it doesn't come off, okay? And then you're ready to go and have your workout. Okay, secondly, time to show you about the door anchor. So I've got the door anchor connected to my TRX now. You didn't see this one before, but this is basically the same, okay? It connects with the loop through the main part of the TRX, but obviously on the other end you've got a different connector, okay? So no carabiner now. This is like a hard sponge with a metal rod going through the middle, and it's nice and simple, okay? You literally take it over the door and then you close the door onto it. There are a few tips with this and pointers that you need to be careful of, which I'm going to run through with you now. So, like I said, this is very simple. We're going to take it over the top of the door, like so. Open the door, wedge it over the top, close the door. That is now locked in position, okay? You can see I'm taking my body weight through that, and that's not going anywhere. Okay, so now the TRX is locked into place with this door anchor. The tips that I mentioned before, we're going to go over quickly, okay? So you can see with this door, I pulled it inwards, so obviously the door closes into the door frame. That makes it sturdy, solid, all right? Try not to have it so that the door frame opens towards you, because obviously if you're pulling and that comes undone, then you're going to be falling on your backside as the anchor comes flying over the top, okay? So we want to be making sure that's as solid as possible. Another way to make sure it's got a good connection as well is to take it right into the brackets, okay? So you're going where the hinges are on the door, and again it's going to be a little bit stronger than taking it out to where the door is opened, okay? And again, they're the main two tips you want to be aware of. Obviously it is a door, people are going to be using that door, so if people are coming in and out, you need to be aware of that. And if there is going to be a high usage of that door, you want to have a sign on the door to tell people that they cannot enter, obviously without giving you a knock or something and letting you know. Because like I said, if someone does open that door, that anchor is just going to come off, fall over, and so will you. Okay, so just be careful when you're using the door handle.